Cut that part
That's
out,
when I
man.
converted to paganism.
It
I
would have
did
been
it the other
bad.
day.
Welcome everybody. We have a week of football under our tushes. I can say tushes on the air, right? Scooter is
that's
not
offensive.
here.
That's offensive.
Yes. We got to watch some games. Scooter is not here. He's off doing Scooter stuff.
Top secret mission.
Top secret mission.
He didn't want to say this out loud. He's actually crying in a corner right now because DeMarcus Lawrence is out until November. He wanted to say it was something serious, but that's the real situation. He couldn't handle the loss he had last week, and we were destroying him for that. They almost did win because Tampa Bay decided to fumble the ball 4 times, but we also have to remember they still lost. 2 more losses, and his prediction's done. I'm going to love that moment when it happens, baby.
He's not even here to defend himself.
Whatever. Scooter. Let him cry about DeMarcus Lawrence.
When he comes back, though, he'll probably look really good.
Maybe. Well, you know what? If we wanted to start defending our teams, that would happen later in the show right here. But Scooter's not even here to defend himself. But we are broadcasting on his channel. So, boys, keep it clean down there, will you? All right. Here we are with Clickbait Sports after week 1. We're going to have a great rundown. But last week, what happened was Tree ribbed Scooter about the game. And Scooter kind of ran his mouth. I think he kind of does
that. He's been doing that since we started this, though.
Yeah.
Come on.
Why don't we play that clip of Tree kind of going at Scooter, and that'll set up our first segment.
Yeah, don't let this confuse you. This is from the past.
Yeah, they're gonna lose. I hope you enjoy it, because when they lose, we're gonna dogpile on you so hard.
I don't see it happening.
When they do not go for 15-2, when they get their 3rd loss, I guarantee you, I'm going to buy either a nice bottle of beer or a bottle of champagne. I will pop it open and drink a good bit of it on this stream.
I'm looking at my chat right
you
now.
need to be humbled. You are not America's team. You are America's most hated team. You are the Notre Dame of professional sports.
You know what the best part of that clip is? I remember none of that.
Well, to be completely honest with you, I'm absolutely vindicated now, baby. Bow to the king.
Vindicated.
Bow to the king.
Well, they did end up losing, and that's what happened.
And all of America won. Even if Patriots South won that game, we all won because the Cowboys lost.
Yes. I have a question. Do we have a punishment this week?
Tree was to buy a.
It didn't come in on time, unfortunately.
Dancing in the dark.
So I'm still waiting for the jacket to get here, even though I ordered it right after the show. I am probably apparently like they. I heard they were out of larges, which is scary because who's ordering Ed Sheeran NFL collaboration jackets? That scares the crap out of me.
Well, Scooter did, but he got a medium.
Yeah, he got medium, not large.
I know.
Yeah, that's what you get right there.
Do they have smalls left? Because I would like one.
I think they only go low as medium.
I think we'll all 5 that will all end up with the Ed Sheeran jacket at some point.
Okay, just real quick. I made a technical error. It just went live to Scooter's YouTube channel because it was unlisted. I forgot to set it public. So anybody coming in from Scooter's channel right now, Scooter's not here. He gave us permission to stream to his channel. He is doing a top secret mission, doing things I can't even speak of. But
he's crying in a corner about DeMarcus Lawrence. We know this.
Or he is the Cowboys team doctor, which they might need extra help with all the injuries they suffered this week. But
like, what's his healing going to be? Is it going to be praying on the torn ACL?
Reiki, energy work.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, so let's start with our first segment here, which is NFL Week 1. All the QBs are good. So according to ESPN, they just made a list of every quarterback is the way that this looks. It doesn't seem like they took any objective thought process into this. I want to know you guys' opinion. Hopefully you have the article up. It's Mike Tannenbaum just ranking every QB. He obviously at the bottom. He gives Trey Lance. He ranks him number 34 at the bottom. He threw what? 2 passes?
5 of 5
passes.
He put Justin Fields over Andy Dalton, and Justin Fields only had like 3 plays.
Right. So he ranks Justin Fields. Do you want to share this? How about we share? Can we share it?
Yeah, I can try to do that.
So that we can show, don't tell. That's right.
How about we show and
show, don't tell. There we go. I find this list to be a little ridiculous.
No, I think it's perfect.
Logo.
Okay. The fact that Daniel Jones isn't at the bottom is a little alarming for me as a Giants fan who will be defending his team later. But let's just start at the bottom because that's where I like to start.
Yeah. Oh, I bet you do like to start at the bottom.
Yep.
Something happened last weekend too. Yep. It probably happened there as well.
Listen, Brandon and I snuggled for at least one night, and it's all good.
Well, if you want to play wide receiver, I think the Giants might be looking for applicants. Just saying.
The receivers were out there. It was the guy getting them the ball. Let's go on. Okay, so Trey Lance is down here at the bottom. He threw 5 passes, which is ridiculous. Justin Fields above Andy Dalton. Jared Goff and Tua Tagovailoa ranked the 2 worst out of Taylor Heineke came in spot duty because Ryan Fitzpatrick fell like an old person at a retirement home and broke his hip.
He suffered a serious hip injury. I will not take any Fitzmagic slander on this show.
No blasphemy here.
Okay.
This is the cult of Fitzception.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Zach Wilson, I thought played better than 28th, right? That's
Zach Wilson. I think this is week 1's ratings.
28.7
like before
is
pre-week
his
because
QBR. Okay, so that's ESPN's quarterback metric, right?
Yeah, but the problem is quarterback rating is just like so bloated nowadays. It's not even funny.
No, this is after the games. This is not
Aaron was 13 up there and was number 3. So again, and I wholeheartedly agree with this list. It's probably one of the best ones I've seen. That I love how it goes 88, 65, 13.
Yeah,
but he still somehow makes the top 3. Like I feel like Aaron Rodgers legitimately like bribed ESPN and was like, "Hey, like I got to get in the top 3. Like here you go, bud." And
brand recognition, baby. That's why they do it. That's why Rodgers is number 3, dude. If they could put LeBron on this list, he'd already be at least in the top 5.
Yeah, Brian Windhorst would rate him, or what's the name? Nick Wright. If he made this list, it would just all be LeBron.
LeBron Mahomes.
Yeah. Where is Jameis Winston?
Aaron Rodgers' worst professional performance.
Jameis is number 15.
Third best after week 1.
Just above. It's a 1 week, so that's why they're
because he didn't throw more than 148 yards. Scrub.
I don't think you should be talking, Tom.
He threw 148 yards. Couldn't even pass 150 on our defense. Shouldn't even be a QB. Yeah, you got 5 touchdowns. Woo woo. Yeah, try not throwing any.
His rating, go back. His rating is 92.5. That appears to be the highest on the list, and he's ranked 15th.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that, actually.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
Yeah, well, remember, Jameis Winston didn't play last year.
Jameis played dink and dunk ball, and I don't see him doing that every week.
He did his job. He threw a ball more than 50 yards in the air.
One time.
Yeah,
one time. Which was
when
one
they're
more
up
than
31
Drew Brees ever did as a Saint.
You know, it'd be crazy to because are they going to do this every week? Because if they are, we should bet on it. And if we were to bet on it, who would we use for our betting purposes, 5?
Actually, you should ask Brandon that. Brandon?
Never mind. 5, don't talk anymore. Brandon, who would we use? I'm good at transitioning to ads that we were supposed to do 10 minutes ago.
We're only 4 minutes off. It's these guys,
really?
DraftKings Sportsbook.
Ooh, scary.
My favorite sportsbook. And not just because I'm illiterate and can't read real books.
hey, they wished me a happy birthday today.
Dang right they did.
They did.
DraftKings sponsoring Tom Grassi's birthday is what I tweeted, and they give him a shout out, which was cool. So look, you got to use code Clickbait when you sign up at DraftKings. All right. See this little code right here covering the great urinating tree's name? Because when you do, or our link in the description, you're going to get a deposit bonus of up to $1,000 with your first deposit with the code Clickbait.
That's 10 $100 bills.
That is
a lot of bills.
That's a lot of bills.
That is
That's too many
$1,001
Benjamins for my taste.
It is $1,001 bills.
$110 bills.
I noticed when you 1,000 Washingtons.
When
you have
billion
1,000
pennies.
Georges, you think you were in the royal family of England.
Yes.
So do they send it to you in pennies? Like, what does the payout look like?
No, they pay you in Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
so they
or
give you
like a non-backed Bitcoin.
like a fingernail sliver of a Bitcoin. They're like, here you go.
What are they doing for new customers as well?
That is for new customers.
That's
deposit.
They also give away like
$1,000, or you're getting $200 in free bets if you're a new customer. $200 in free bets, which I've tested. I've got all these free bets I can play, which is very cool. And I did something crazy on Twitter this week with DraftKings. I said, if this tweet gets 1,000 likes, I'll put a significant bet on the Texans money line.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Dude,
if they win, man, you're automatically losing next week.
Was negative 410. And then I got scared because DraftKings was like, oh, this hit 1,000 likes. You got to bet on the Texans. And I'm like, what's a significant bet? I better impress DraftKings. So I just bet the money line, which was 410. So I put $410 on the Texans to beat the Browns, who are favored by like 11 or 11.5 points. I think it is the worst bet of the week, but I'm willing to put my money where my balls are.
You put $400 down on the money line for the
410. 410.
Yeah. I'm a man of my word. I got like 1,200 likes on that, so I had to live up.
What's the payout if you actually win?
That's what I asked. It's
over
like
$2,000.
Which I feel like is low. But I feel honestly like if you're betting on the Houston Texans, like I feel like that's low. Like there should be like a bonus, like a times 10 multiplier. Because it's like, who else is betting on the Texans this week, folks? Like it ain't Deshaun Watson. Like he ain't doing it.
Cal McNair is betting on it.
They should send you a Jack Easterby bobblehead if you win.
If you bet on the Texans, you're going to get a second child tax credit, whether you have a child.
You might have just gotten season tickets from them, but just by doing it, like there's a button that goes off and it sends a signal, and they're like, "Wait, someone bet on us!" And the whole room goes wild. It's like landing a rover on the moon.
All right, and remember, there's a game tonight, so anybody out there that wants to get in on the action, DraftKings.com, use the code Clickbait tonight if you want. Get up to $1,000 in bets. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the conversation, but that's my job here as the host. Let's bring up that picture of Aaron Rodgers. Oh, Scooter's here.
Sorry, I was missing Scooter, and I just needed to see. Did you guys know Scooter was on the Today Show?
He's a grown man.
He looks 12 in that picture.
It looks like he's like just out of college
at age 12, and we are still not famous. Though I will say this was the best story from my visit to Denver, hanging out with Brandon Perna. We go out to eat the first night I arrived. And the server comes to sit us down, and another server comes and follows, and he comes up to me and he goes, "Oh my gosh, you're 5 Points Vids. I love you. You're great. Your channel is great." And then he looks at Brandon and goes, "And you're that other YouTuber
in Colorado."
Yes, in Denver.
In Colorado.
Yeah.
And literally like 20 minutes before we went to eat, Adam was talking about like how cool it must have been for you, Tom, when you were at the, Packers training camp and everybody was recognizing you. He's like, I never get recognized when I go out. He's like, part of that's because I don't put my face on the videos. So like we had this conversation leading up to it. And within a minute of being out in public, the guy recognizes Adam. And
that's hysterical.
Like, and you, dude, guy,
you live.
That's over. Like you that midget guy. You go over there. I want to talk with the bald man.
Exactly. So it was beautiful.
And then the 5 points, his ego grew by 5 sizes.
Yes. You know how the Grinch's heart shrunk or grew?
No, it grew.
Ego, like I got balder somehow from the interaction.
Oh yeah, I completely buy it, man. You were a big deal that weekend, man.
Speaking of personal appearances, let's bring up this picture, this wonderful picture of my meth dealer, Aaron Rodgers, wearing an old flight jacket. It looks like. What does he look like here? What's going on?
Now we all know Rodgers had a rough outing, but he also looked as bad as he played, huh, Tom?
Okay, so here it is. Okay, so now we're starting. Okay, I just wanted to. It's been going too well for me. Yeah.
Well, you deserve to get humbled, Tom. I hope you enjoy it. I really hope you do.
I hope that jacket is so snug. I hope it is so.
No, it's not snug, dude. It's snug with the horrors of him wanting to get the heck out of Green Bay.
Yeah.
I hope he leaves, and I hope he goes to Denver or the Vikings, because you are going to be miserable, and I'm going to love it so much. Your team's going to the downward spiral. They're done.
One of the Giants.
Aaron Rodgers looks
No,
like...
you're getting Spencer Rattler.
Perna's just like, I'm just here so I won't get fined. Aaron Rodgers looks like
he's late on his last 3 child support payments. Aaron Rodgers looks like he runs a churro stand and tattoo parlor. Aaron Rodgers looks like an ashtray. Aaron Rodgers looks like he carries a switchblade at all times. Aaron Rodgers looks like he runs an iguana sanctuary. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's on Joe Exotic's prisoner visitation list. Boom, roasted Rodgers.
Boom, roasted. He looks actually like a cigarette in an ashtray.
And I will retract all of those mean things as soon as Rodgers.
Oh, I'm clipping all of that out and I'm sending it to him. I have people that can get in touch with him. I am going to clip that entire thing out because I didn't say anything about Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to clip it out and I'm going to send it to Kurt Benkert, who definitely knows Aaron Rodgers, who's then going to show it to Aaron Rodgers. And I'm going to be like, oh, hey, you were thinking about going to the Broncos? This is the guy who represents the Broncos. He doesn't get recognized in Colorado, but this is the guy. Guess what, buddy? Gone. Just up in smoke.
It's okay. I got Teddy.
Well, maybe he likes the self-criticism. Maybe it's one of those things.
I got
certain people love Schadenfreude. Maybe he realizes, you know what? These fans aren't going to kiss my ass. So I'm going to go to Denver. I'm going to get smacked on by a guy who looks like Dr. Emmett Brown in 1955. And then I am going to screw Green Bay. I am going to pee on its ashes. And I'm going to take a gigantic dump on every cheese factory in Wisconsin.
Nope, inaccurate. And I will cite sources because when Brandon Perna was speaking to Pat McAfee, as Brandon Perna said on air, that one of the things that Aaron is going to love is the fan base and how energetic they are. So suck it, and suck it. Yeah, that's going to get clipped. Kurt, I hope your Google Drive has some storage in it because that's going to be like a good 500 megabytes.
That's some serious misinformation there. I need some citation. I need some fact checkers to debunk all that.
I will put it in APA format, Chicago format. I'll put it. I won't do Chicago.
I don't know. Do you really? I don't think so. I think you're getting it off of Wikipedia. I think that is plagiarism, and you need to be expelled, sir.
Are you ladies done bickering?
No 5. Go in the corner and let us pick our damn shopping groceries.
Yeah, because we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about poor QB play. I mean, we haven't even gotten to Daniel Jones yet. We're just getting it all out of our systems now.
Stop teasing out that segment.
Hold on. Oh no, I fumbled just like Daniel Jones.
Foreshadowing 5. It's a literary device.
All right, let's move on to the next segment. Aaron Rodgers.
Oops, I fumbled again.
Personally, I like the one that he does run an iguana sanctuary. That was pretty funny. It's like, hey man, we got the iguanas over here, right here. If you want to touch one, that's extra. And if you want to take one home, a little baby iguana.
The only one that was out of bounds was the ashtray. I retract that one.
Nope. I don't know.
Nope.
All right, let's talk about some NFL injuries this week. The infirmary, if you will. Do we have a graphic for that, Brandon?
Yes.
Actually,
someone play the funeral march by Chopin.
We don't have that one.
It's
we have
the
a
only
lot
one
of logo on it.
This is you, Tree. You know more about.
Oh yeah, I've got all the injuries on my list.
Okay, list them all.
This is the ACL right here in the knee, somewhere in the middle. There are many Baltimore Ravens that are currently without an ACL. They are torn like. Oh no, there's a man down. Just like Gus Edwards and Marcus Peters on back-to-back days of practice. It was completely terrible. It is sad, and the Ravens lose embarrassingly to the Las Vegas Raiders, and their delusions get drunk like the fan base does every single week. But otherwise, Dallas is hurting bad as well. Lyle Collins suspended for 5 games. Zach Martin had the Rona. He was out for week 1. DeMarcus Lawrence busts up his foot and is now out until early November. Mr. Brandon Perna, Jerry Jeudy, and Ronald Darby are now going to be out for a hot minute.
Ugly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Jets are down bad. Mekhi Becton's out. We also have Jamison Crowder. He was out with COVID. LaMarcus Joyner's out for the season now. Blake Cashman and Braden Mann are out for a good bit. Marcus Davenport's going to be out, I think, long-term. Jeff Okudah's not only getting reamed by his assistant coach on the sidelines, his Achilles has also, unfortunately, been reamed. And I feel bad for him because he's the 3rd overall pick, and he's pretty good. But we also have a couple more injuries that came out. Gerald McCoy is now out for the season. That also is not good. And I think there's one more that we get to. I think it's like
Raheem Mostert. Did you say it?
Raheem Mostert. I did not say Raheem Mostert. He's also out for the season as well. Dre Greenlaw is now out for like 6 to 8 weeks. Speaking of the Niners, Ricardo Allen out too. Ricardo Allen injured. I know it's incredibly shocking, but that's a lot of injuries, and that's week 2 usually worse because if I remember last year, everyone died on week 2.
Oh, yeah. Broncos, 49ers. Oh, yeah. That was week 2 was rough.
Yeah, just watch. It'll be the Packers and Steelers this year, too. So, Tom, I would not act smug. You got destroyed by a team with no city.
Oh, no. Injuries bad. I don't like injuries. I never root for injuries.
You root for injuries. The only injury think a lot of people cheered when Anthony Barr did that thing.
I didn't cheer.
No, I meant other people. Besides,
terrible Vikings fans. The people that Brandon Perna said were amazing people.
Good people, Vikings.
No, they're very good people.
Viking Nation stand tall.
That they had a newspaper that highlighted Anthony Barr breaking Aaron Rodgers' collarbone. That's who you're defending, Brandon Perna.
I wouldn't mind that.
You're defending.
That's
really
is.
Speaking of not handling injuries well, a lot of fans actually sent messages to Raheem Mostert and his family about him being out
for fantasy
for their fantasy team. I'm like, dude, it is not that serious.
Dude, there's like tens of thousands of dollars in fantasy teams. And
guess.
Dude, I've never heard of death threats for a fantasy team, though.
Anytime you involve money, it just kind of ruins everything, right? Like collecting baseball cards and stuff used to be good, and now they had those dudes that followed like the people restocking the shelves in Target, and now Raheem Mostert's family are getting hate messages because he got injured. He's not trying to be injured, okay? It's
he deliberately wanted to be injured. There's a big conspiracy theory. Maybe he meant to do that hard cut on the grass, which messed up his injury. And the conspiracy is he didn't need the surgery, but he got the surgery anyway because of the insurance payout that's going to pay him $1 billion in guaranteed money. Whoa. See, you got to think in that 11.5 dimensional chess. And if you don't do that, then Raheem Mostert, maybe people see through that. Maybe people are using the 5% of their mind that they use. You ever think of that?
That was like watching.
If I'm being honest, I have fantasized about being dead. So I think
we all have. Eternal sleep, man. You don't have to wake up.
Yeah,
I don't do that. But anyways,
Scooter's fan base is gonna love this.
Yeah, I just witnessed real-time mental gymnastics to arrive at why you would send Raheem.
Wait, did you say Scooter?
Yeah. All right, let's kick it to Brandon here. Brandon. There was a tweet by Barry Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
I believe. Do we have that as well?
Mm-hmm.
To call that out.
Let me effort that. Keep
Can
talking.
we effort that? Basically, Barry Sanders, there was, it says an all-time, Marcellus Wiley's all-time top 10 NFL players. And Brandon actually agrees with who does he agree with? Barry Sanders on this assessment here. If we can just call up the tweet, if we can actually see it.
Oh, we can see it.
Here it is. All right.
So Barry Sanders, who we have talked about on this show, because we we all ganged up on Scooter when he said Emmitt Smith was better than Barry Sanders. If you recall that episode, in my opinion, always been my opinion, Barry Sanders, greatest running back I have ever watched play the game.
Ooh, baby.
So then Marcellus Wiley, who, as you can see, I do not follow on Twitter. I follow Barry. I follow John Elway. Marcellus makes a list. Barry Sanders number 1 on his list. So respectfully, I think Wiley's got a good point there. But Barry Sanders, out of nowhere, says, thanks, Marcellus, but you got to have John Elway in that top 10 all-time list. So that is the greatest running back to ever play the game, a guy who watched John Elway up close, personally, knows how dang good Elway was on the field. And I just think it's worth bringing up because the kids today, they look back at John Elway's stats and are like, how could he have been that good if he didn't throw for 1,000 touchdowns or, have a whatever they do for stats. But I don't have a point, but I just needed everyone to know that Barry Sanders thinks John Elway is one of the greatest to ever do it. Because I think it gets lost sometimes. It gets lost.
Like
a little bias coming out. By the way, the young gentleman that we met at the restaurant just super chatted me, and he said he's apologizing for not recognizing you, Brendan.
Oh, he's in watching. Yes, yes. It's okay. You don't have to recognize.
Dude, that guy was awesome. He was gracious. He came and spoke to us. Didn't take up too much of our time. We had a good time with him. And plus, it just made me feel super better that he
good job, Brendan.
Yes, good job, Brendan. From that, it's a good
and
sport.
he wants to work in sports media. Like he's
he's going to school
studying
for it.
Sports media. So this is his jam.
Could you imagine if we were teachers? We'd be like, all right, here's what you do. You just hit live on your show and you start talking.
That's pretty much what college is going to be these days. It's like how to stream on YouTube. And they'll charge $50,000 a credit for it.
All right, that was a good little segment here. I think what we need to do is talk about the Clickbait Fantasy Football League.
Yeah, let's talk about it, guys.
A little update right here. Let me call the app so that I can keep track of the score here.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that I beat Urinating Tree by the score of like 128 to...
That was BS. I got screwed over.
To 0, I think it was.
I got screwed over. Thanks, Josh Allen.
Man. It was
5 beat Tree, 125.92 to 95.3.
Ayuk did nothing for me.
And I had...
If I had Hawkinson and AB, I would have won. Well, I don't know about that.
And I just want to say, you know what? Actually, I'm so glad that we're doing this show right now because over the weekend, there was an accusation that was declared against me by one Brandon Perna that I was cheating. And I wanted to just talk about something real quick because we had to draft all the individuals that the chat said and we did the meme picks and all that great stuff, right? The only person we had to start was the person designated to start for the entire season, correct?
I don't think
that is correct. Thank you. You don't, Perna, you got nothing.
Implied rules.
That's first of all, that's one. 2, his highest scoring player is Christian McCaffrey, the guy he shouldn't have even been able to draft because he took him instead of Ryan Fitzpatrick. So I sit down again, and what happened? What happened? You injured Ryan Fitzpatrick because you didn't pick him first, and now he hurt his hip. And probably you hurt his heart.
Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, ow, my hip.
What is Jim Zorn? When did Jim Zorn get here? Holy crap.
Derrick Henry, he's my guy. I need to start every single week, which is fine. The other guys, Jordan Love, Brett Hundley, they're on there. They're just sitting on the bench.
You see, it was, I think, given that you had to start Jordan Love.
Okay, so let's go to see the other teams. Let's see if they started their guys that they were supposed to.
Dude.
Let's go there. Let's take a gander there.
If I would have started the guys I was supposed to, I would have beat him by 100. Like I accidentally left Aaron Rodgers in there, and he gave me 1.32
accidentally.
Accidentally.
What about Kelvin Benjamin? Oh, he didn't get started. Why didn't you start Kelvin Benjamin?
The choice I had a 0 with Evan Ingram. Like he wasn't even playing. Okay,
your own QB Daniel Jones didn't even start him.
And that would have been a net of 20 more points.
No,
but what I'm saying is, you agree by who you played.
All right, I'll put Daniel Jones in there. You know what? I'll do it right now. I'll put him in there tonight.
Good. I hope you lose.
The biggest
you happy.
The biggest smackdown though was Scooter versus our auto draft team.
Oh, dude, the auto draft team's gonna win the championship.
Oh my God! Look at this auto draft team.
Dear God,
Kyler,
and that's
Dalvin,
even with the
Kamara.
Ravens blowing it.
Devontae Adams was like the Ravens.
Well, I mean, dude, look who started. He started Tim Tebow, Ben DiNucci, and Rodrigo Blankenship.
Scooter actually played by like the rules that Brandon's talking about that he didn't even play by.
Okay, well, that's what you get for being honest. Hold on.
And then Melvin Gordon and Thielen.
Like, look at his bench. His the auto draft's bench all got double digits. Every single one of them.
Allen Robinson.
Scooter, we miss you.
We need like a happy Scooter and just like a PO'd Scooter.
I think I am playing Scooter this week, so I will be sure to wipe Lafleur with him.
You're so witty and cunning. I think I played Brandon this week.
Draft. Oh no.
Oh, good. You're gonna lose,
Good.
just like the Packers did. It's probably gonna be like even worse than 38-3. So I'm absolutely happy for you, man. I hope.
To be fair to that cheater Tom, that cheating Tom, he would have beat me even if he played by the rules.
Cheaters never prosper except when it's the auto draft team.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the Astros did pretty well with it.
No, until they got caught. And
I mean, they got what they got though, but they got it.
Yeah. Would you take your team getting found out that they cheated for a championship? Would you take
it? The Rockies got found out for cheating, and they all day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The worst part, the Mets were named. I just want to aside right here. The Mets were named all over the Mitchell report from like 2002. So they were cheating to win 55 games, which is.
And the MLB is just like, you know what? That's okay. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm like, all you guys were doing steroids to finish 6th in the division. Great. All right. One thing though, speaking of fantasy, Tree. A lot of people like to play fantasy. What app should they use?
Well, let me put it to you this way. There's a certain thing called DraftKings out there. I'm starting a new segment this week. It's called Gambling with the Tree. And here's my belief. You don't go with my bets. You go against what I say, and you're going to make a lot of money. Because let's put it this way. I had the Bills winning last week. I had the Ravens winning last week. I had the Packers winning last week. I may have had the Dolphins winning last week, but that was a fluke because Patriots fumbled the ball all the time. I also had the Titans winning last week. You know why you do that? Because you're going to make money. I want you to make money. I want you to succeed. Because I am terrible at gambling. But our friends at DraftKings over here, they are giving all new players a deposit bonus. And let's listen in closely, folks. Up to $1,000 with their first deposit when you use the code Clickbait. That's going to be in the bottom corner, surrounded. And it's over my name. It should be over my face, even though it won't
can't
be.
Get the lower right.
I know. It's BS. I get it. But that's fine. Head over to the DraftKings and check out all they have to offer. They got same-day parlays. Player props, live betting, so much more. DraftKings is also giving new customers $200 in free bets instantly when they bet $1 or more any football game. So Washington versus New York Giants. I still go with Washington because the Giants are terrible, which means that you should bet some money on the New York Giants because they're going to win right now because I am a total jinx, apparently. Remember a couple weeks ago, or this past weekend, I went to Columbus, Ohio. Ohio State loses against Oregon and Columbus. Day after, I go to Cleveland, and they get shut out in a combined no-hitter against Milwaukee. And then I go to Pittsburgh, and they somehow beat Buffalo. So you know what? This is why they pay me the big bucks, apparently. And you know what? I am so generous. I will give you one more prediction because I am a crazy masochistic bastard. like that. So you know what? How about let's go I'm sorry, not Chiefs Ravens. Let's go Titans Seahawks. 425, big game. I say the Seahawks go in and crush, which means the Titans are going to come back and they're going to win. That's why you place your bets, ladies and gentlemen, with DraftKings. They are the #1 fantasy app, and they're offering millions of dollars in total prizes every week. I do their best ball. And I'm probably losing right now because, once again, I'm not good at gambling. But that's my shilling for the night. So
I'm going to lay 400 on the money line on the Titans.
Hell yeah.
Dude, that's what you should do.
An
Absolutely.
idea. DraftKings, the little graphic there is covering Tree's name. If you're listening to DraftKings, I will legally change my name to DraftKings for the right price.
Oh, I'll do anything.
I will be DraftKings Perna. That's how willing I am to promote DraftKings.
There are a bunch of people.
All right, let's go to the next segment here. Urban Meyer got asked point blank, and oh, sorry, hold on, I dropped my sheet. Anytime I drop the sheet, you got to bring up this graphic right here. Urban Meyer was asked point blank if he's interested in the USC job. Like, who asked that question? Like, what kind of reporter does that?
Well, he's gonna take it, and it's gonna be really
right. Like,
I love if he wasn't thinking about it, but now he's like, now that you said something,
right. That's the butterfly wing. That it's like asking Bobby Petrino, do you plan on stabbing someone in the back later today? And Bobby's like, no. But he's like, wait a minute. The cafeteria worker, I think I'll get them somehow. So some interesting quotes came out from Draymond Jones about Urban Meyer and
Broncos defensive end.
Yes, and the gist of it is that if he was surprised about stories that Meyer isn't clicking with veteran players, and he just says simply no, because Urban's philosophies are college based. Are we really surprised about this? Are any of us in this group surprised that Urban Meyer, #1, that his college shtick is not working in the NFL, 2, that he looks lost on the sidelines, and 3, Trevor Lawrence is they're going to have his funeral by like week 3, right?
I'm actually very surprised that it took this long.
Surprised.
I could have sworn second preseason game, this was already he was already going to go back to college. But the fact that it happened, it took this amount of time, because listen, folks, they made the Texans look good. They look good. And props to Tyrod Taylor. Go sling it, young man. Go rock it. But
I feel good for him.
The Jaguars were bad.
Yeah.
They were bad.
I think the Texans ran it 41 times against them. And they weren't even getting big chunk yards, but just continually rushed it down their throat.
They're like, we're doing this for you so you can get out of here soon.
Yeah. We got this lead. We're just trying to go home, guys.
Right. Urban, you look really awkward over there on the sidelines. Let's try to run as much game clock as we can so that you can hit the shout. No one is surprised by this at all, that Urban's just not clicking in the NFL. And we've seen many times, I think the only successful jump from the NFL or from the college ranks to the pros so far
was Chip Kelly.
Yeah, that was only for 2 seasons, really, or one season.
He was bad.
Yeah. Or is Pete Carroll, but he was an NFL guy before he went to college. So
it's not even Pete Carroll. Right. I'd say Jimmy Johnson. That's the only one I can think of.
Jim Harbaugh. Yeah, Harbaugh would count, and then the jury's still out on Kingsbury too, so he couldn't even win.
I'm still not hot on Kingsbury.
So maybe if you're bad in college, maybe you'll be decent.
Well, I mean, if some of the quarterbacks that are doing well, apparently statistics in college mean absolutely nothing. So I don't know what to believe anymore.
And
they don't.
And Harbaugh played in the NFL. I think that has more to do with him being able to translate coaching the college level and then being in the NFL or whatever. But did Harbaugh code? Which Harbaugh are we talking about? First,
Jim, the ex-quarterback Jim, not John, the guy that pretends to be a football player by running on the treadmill after practice.
Whoa!
Hey, don't diss the treadmill, buddy.
Yeah, longest
I
active
pretend that
losing
I can
streak.
cycle in the Tour de France every time I get on my bike, Adam. So let's
pump the brakes.
pump the brakes on envisioning yourself living a life that you'll never live.
I can respect the treadmill game because at least you're not holding up traffic, right? You're in your own basement,
Yeah.
and you're not wearing awkward spandex that I have to stare at some guys, tush while he's blocking me going 5 miles an hour in front of me, and I'm just like who
Flanders
chose the outfit?
when he's the skier.
Yeah, sexy Ned Flanders. All right, the Jaguars have lost 16 straight games, by the way, and that is 10 games longer than any other team in the league. The Falcons and the Lions being 6 straight losses for the Falcons and 5 for the Lions. Well, now
They have a chance to break Tampa Bay's record if they get to it.
yes, we're getting a little bit later in the show, so I think we're going to get down to 2 segments here.
Right now, the Buccaneers, how many have they won in a row? Because they've won after week 13, right? That was their bye week, and then they won throughout all the playoffs, and they won week 1.
So that would be 8 games.
So, isn't the Patriots, they hold that record for the most winning? I mean, technically, it's the Dolphins.
Well, that would be 19, right?
Yeah, they went undefeated, yeah.
19. Oh, 18. Yeah. Sorry, 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
No, I thought the most consecutive wins was like 20-something, a regular season, like no playoffs, something like that.
0-27.
0-27. All right, let's go to defend your team.
It is. I got it. It's the Colts. 23 consecutive regular season wins.
Damn.
Okay.
They don't count the postseason.
Yeah.
Okay.
And nothing will ever be as impressive as the Americans in the America's Cup, which was named after us. We won it for like 120 years. So there.
So
it's just kind of like how we win the World Series every year. And it's the or Miss Universe.
Oh.
She has the title of Miss Universe. All right.
That's
defend
pretty presumptuous. Like, we don't even know what other planets have life. And yet we're saying this is the best woman in the universe?
It's a fantastic.
Wow.
That woman is a good woman.
We are an arrogant,
very big, voluptuous woman. Hourglass figure.
What happened?
I definitely also, I think that World's Greatest Dad is a little sus too. Like, you can't just tell me that some guy named Joe in Kansas is the world's greatest dad. We haven't even had a competition yet.
All right, bro.
I was supposed to go first on this segment, but I'm gonna defer to both Tom. Tom's team lost. Scooter's not here. How about
it's just you and me, buddy? It's just you and me.
Good.
How about someone pretend to be Scooter, though? I think. Well,
I'll be Scooter. The Cowboys are going 15-2. They are going to the Super Bowl. They're going to win everything. Dak is going to be a grown man. Zeke is going to run the ball. Go, and then all the milk's spewing all over the place. And then we're going to get Michael Gallup. He's going to be back from the IL. Let's not worry about the injury. There was a setback, but they won the game. They won the game in spirit because Tom Brady is cheating. He is absolutely cheating. I am calling that a win for the Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Give us a W in the chat if you agree.
That's one in the chat.
Can we have W's in the chat? W's in the chat, please.
First of all, you sounded like Scooter completely.
Really? I didn't know if I got
Iago from Aladdin. That was the bag that I was picking up.
If I sounded like Iago, I sound like yes.
If we would have just let that picture up while you did that, I would have thought it was Scooter.
I don't know. Maybe I could do that someday.
I just like Tree thinks of Scooter as an 80-year-old man.
An 80-year-old man from Pittsburgh.
Let me tell you about my cowboy.
Back in the 90s, they were all the rage. They could win for miles.
Cowboys in the 70s.
Everyone's $3 for a ticket.
Everyone said Drew Pearson pushed off on that Minnesota Vikings fan, but in reality, he merely slipped. It was the magnetic pulse of the floor around him. That's why Drew Pearson got wide open on that play. And I can tell you someday, I remember wearing Tom Landry's bowler cap, and it was the most fantastic thing I have ever seen. And now I'm
no,
going
he's a
into
British
about
man
4
now.
or 5 different accents. I'm losing my mind right now. I'm going to stop.
It's
All right, someone
McGonagall
get
from
the-
Harry Potter, right? Like that's what
I couldn't keep the illusion up.
All right, Tom, defend the Packers. Like, what do you have to look forward to this week? That's coming too. That's coming. Everyone.
So
punish
here,
Tom today, ladies and gentlemen.
because I asked this kind of question because when LaFleur came out, they said that when Rodgers was talking on Pat McAfee's show, was saying like that they were low energy before the game, and they got ripped for that in the media. But I kind of asked Ben Kurt about that, like, what do you mean like low energy? And he said like he kind of alluded to that there was this like overconfidence that might have been there because they were like, we're so good, we're the Green Bay Packers, like we're a really good team, we've been to the NFC Championship game, like back to back, and like all this stuff. Aaron Rodgers is back, and I think it was kind of just kind of smoking their own supply a little bit. And I think that's honestly what it went down to. So I think that they got a little cocky. And I think that, what LaFleur has said, what Rodgers has said, I think, they needed that kind of punch in the mouth. And I think the Lions are a great get back to shape kind of team to go against. So,
well, that's a perfect bounce back team. Like, you couldn't ask for a better game for Rodgers to get right. I think he's going to lead the league like in all the passing categories this weekend. And then today, this is a tangent, but I had a thought about like the Lions, right? Because they looked bad. The score looks a little closer than that game really was.
They were good in the fourth quarter.
No, they
but
weren't.
The Detroit Lions, think about this. If they're really bad, you're like, okay, our consolation prize is we're going to get the number 1 overall draft pick, take the best quarterback. They already did that with Matt Stafford, and look how well that worked out.
Well, not just that. Keep going further. They did that with Andre Ware and Joey Harrington.
Yeah, like you have no hope if you're a Lions fan. I feel so bad for Detroit fan base.
Well, don't worry. Green Bay's going to be with them in about a couple years too. So we have that to look forward to.
Green Bay doesn't do that. They're actually
well, tell you what, I'll make it a 2-for-1 special. The Steelers will be down there as well.
Just don't look at the Packers in the 80s. Just
that's indication.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to go early 80s to the point where your top draft pick is going to go to Canada rather than play for the Green Bay Packers. How's that sound?
Apparently, I'm
it's
supposed
close. It's pretty close to Canada.
Yeah, true.
Apparently, I'm supposed to defend the Giants, which I have a very hard time doing. I think the most signature, the seminal moment with me and Brandon watching the game, sitting there next to each other, wasn't Nate Solder getting blocked by the backup halfback? That's not even Saquon out there, and Von Miller running free to Daniel Jones's face. The seminal moment was the Giants were driving. They were down, unfortunately, 17-7. They needed to answer with a touchdown. And Brandon's like, watch this. Daniel Jones is going to fumble. So it ends up being a passing play. And I'm just like, all right, no way he's going to fumble. And then the middle of the field opens. And then Daniel Jones, who hadn't taken off all game, runs up the gut. And you see me on the stream, and I'm just like, all right, that's good. You're about to get a first down. Slide. Don't take the cut. Ball's out on the turf. And Denver Broncos are all over it. And it was a back-breaking turnover. They went down, scored again. I think off of that turnover made it 24-7 or something like that. And or at least scored a field goal, something like that. And it just broke our back, killed all the momentum. So I don't really have a much ground to stand on with this team. They really, unless, they go out and win tonight, maybe, which we'll talk about after we get to Tom Grossi's birthday bash. Call up the graphic, please.
To be fair, remember, gambling with the tree, I did pick Washington. So you know what? The Giants might win tonight.
They might win.
They might win.
And if they do,
everyone,
I want to hear testimony about how much money everyone got by going against my bet.
Tom, how old are you today?
31.
31 years
You
young.
have an age 31.
Wow.
You look like you're in your 50s in that picture, man.
Oh my gosh.
Buddy, appreciate that.
I
The lack of
agree.
moisturizer.
You'll get some moisture in that creep dungeon that you have.
So everybody, super chat and punish Tom. We'll have to have something for him. We might make him buy an Ed Sheeran jacket.
Well, I got some right here.
Or have something, or we might make him wear the.
Or you know what? I could go supersize Old Spice guys.
Wow.
Mm-mm-mm.
Did Head and Shoulders try to send you to the Super Bowl? Oh.
Maybe. Look, I got Head and Shoulders Classic and Head and Shoulders with Old Spice, just like Aaron Rodgers. That's coming for you, Mr.
All right,
Tom
keep
Ross.
those super chats coming. Happy birthday, by the way, Tom. Is there anything you want to say on your day? Do you want to get on your soapbox and say anything, or do you just want to thank God that your genitals still work?
Yeah, I'm streaming tonight's game.
Oh,
Good.
Okay. Thanks for the invite. I appreciate it.
I'm dressing up as both characters, so
Oh, okay.
Wow.
we're gonna do
Calling
Bruce,
both games.
Giants fan for the first half, and then Wildflower for the second half.
Oh,
So,
Excellent.
and I am planning on getting significantly intoxicated on stream. So yeah, it actually has never happened on stream. I've gotten a good buzz, but no, I have a full beer fridge. We're going to town tonight.
Dude,
Wow.
I'm surprised you didn't get absolutely plastered for that Bucks Packers game in the NFC Championship.
It was
that.
honestly, it was just I didn't want to do anything after that game.
Same here. I was the
just
same
wanna
way after the
die.
Cleveland game. So
All right, and that's an excellent segue for the last segment of the show.
Of the what? The show?
Like, what are we doing? We're on a
Yo,
show.
What's a show?
I wouldn't
we run a
consider this a
That's-
show, would I?
that's all
Before
right.
you say
Um,
that, Adam, you know those old paintings, those religious paintings where they put the like glowing halo thing behind? That's exactly what Tree looks like with his his tree cut out behind him.
Oh yes, he looks like the Madonna.
Yeah,
You do.
Mhm. Yes.
Yes.
With
Art
that face
history
too.
degree. That's my art history study paying off today in year 2021.
I'd pray to
All
that.
right. There is a game tonight. We are going to preview it. It's my Giants versus the Washington Wildflowers, or the Reskins.
Reskins. Yes,
If Scooter were here, he'd root for both of us to lose. But usually, as I guess, if I'm the division opponent that's watching two division people play, I want the worst team, the lesser team, to win. And I would think that the other division teams, the Eagles and the Cowboys, would want the Giants to win tonight because they look like crap.
Chat. I want you to put ones in the chat if you want the Dallas Cowboys to win this game.
Somehow.
They're going. They're winning this game.
Yes. I don't feel so. Here's a stat right here. Field Yates tweeted this out. The Giants are 4-0 against Washington with Daniel Jones as the starter. They're 0-5 in primetime games with Daniel Jones as the starter. One of those streaks comes to an end tonight. The best outcome would be the Giants continuing their streak against Washington with Daniel Jones as the starter. For me, I don't feel confident in this game. The only X factor, the only thing that Washington has going against them is it's Taylor Heineke, right? Like he didn't look good against the Chargers, but he was thrust into spot duty. But the question is can the Giants move the ball against a good defense? Because you know that they're going to struggle to score. The real question is, can Washington score against the Giants defense that blitzes every down and doesn't get any pressure on the quarterback? I think the answer to that is yes. And unfortunately, usually the Giants do well in FedEx Field. Like when you go there in person, it's like 60% Giants fans typically, because everyone hates Daniel Snyder and they sell all their tickets to Giants fans. But I think I want the Giants to win. I will flex hard on everyone if they do, but I say Skins by like 3 or 4 points.
So do you say the sewage pipe will burst onto the field and the Giants and Washington will lose by proxy? Is that what you're saying?
I want to know the over/under is on sewage pipes breaking. What is the?
You stole my joke.
Is that a prop bet?
Oh, it should be.
Oh,
I hope
Tom
it breaks right on Dan Snyder's head.
Tom Grossi pulling a James Corden, just saying the same joke, but a little bit louder.
No, James Corden does awkward dancing, and you just want to run him over with your car.
Do you want to get my costume?
Yeah, you have a James Corden costume?
No, because he was dressed as a what? Was he dressed as a
It's
rat?
a rat or a mouse. It's like for Cinderella. It's like, does anybody actually like watch that guy?
That was the most cringe I've ever seen on an internet video.
Oh, dude, it's all cringe. Come on. Have you noticed? Have you seen anything funny from that guy?
All right, guys, predict the game tonight, if you will. We're not here to bash James Corden. We're here to bash Scooter Magruder. Where is he? Hold on. There he is.
Well,
Wildflower forever.
Well, I'm here to talk about the James Corden of football teams, also known as the Dallas Cowboys. But in reality, I say Washington wins by about 10.
10. Oh my gosh.
Damn. That was really like, listen, I don't like the Cowboys, but like that was, oh, Tree, that was.
I said it last week.
I must not have heard it because that was a gut punch.
Ooh, Demetrius Clay, by the way. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Keep going, Tom. Do your prediction for tonight.
I think Wildflower takes it by 10 is a good one, but I'd say they take it by like 4 or 5.
Okay, and then Perna, yours before we do the countdown.
Okay.
Countdown.
Washington has the biggest advantage in all football. Thursday night game at home. That is always an advantage. Ryan Fitzmagic goes down, probably like losing, I don't know. I would say the equivalent comparison is like having your testicles cut off. But you can grow those back pretty quickly with the Taylor Heineke, who just needed half a week to prepare for a Giants team who I watched very closly last week, who looked horrible. Now, a lot of people think Saquon Barkley is going to break out against a run defense that might be better than the Broncos. I don't see that happening. I think Daniel Jones is going to have to try to throw it a lot. It's going to be bad for the Giants. They're going to lose 30-10.
Oh my gosh!
I got to pick a blowout. Somebody's got to have the
last time the Giants
to call that one.
Played the Skins on a Thursday night. I was there actually, and Eli Manning threw for 4 touchdowns and rushed for.
Oh God,
David.
Nice. By the way, Demetrius Clay with a great suggestion here. Make Tom sing a Hamilton-inspired song about how the Packers should bench Aaron Rodgers for Jordan Love. That's not bad.
Oh, like it. That's solid.
All right, let's start the countdown, boys. 30 seconds. Get your super chats in to punish one of the victims here. Remember, whoever gets the most super chats has to do some form of punishment. Tree's still waiting for his Ed Sheeran jacket.
Yeah, that's not a ship.
I did the research. They are all sold out. It is
sold out of them? Oh my God.
Because they only made 2 of them. That's why.
They probably made more.
We bought all 2.
They have a shirt and a hat. That's all they have left.
Really?
Wow.
They sold out.
I would accept the shirt and the hat.
The jacket's completely unavailable. I just checked because I was like, this is where this might go.
Is this their money laundering scheme?
Probably.
It has to be.
It's got to be.
Like they're buying it so they have like drug money or operations in Colombia or Venezuela. And that's how they're using it to undo, like get their profits and make them legalized. This is exactly what they're doing. Come on. Nobody's buying that damn jacket unless it's out of a prank like for me.
Two people.
What's up, Ding Productions? All right. Start the countdown.
30 seconds. For the super chat.
Let's get it on.
You say Aaron Rodgers should be the starter, but I say no way.
No way.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
Chat. One's in the chat if you donated to Tom Grossi for his birthday spectacular.
It's Tom's
10
birthday
seconds
present.
left.
Yeah, you guys didn't even give me a cake. You guys suck.
Birthday.
Yeah, we got you a live stream though.
Dude, you don't want to know what kind of cakes we're bringing. We're bringing like butt cakes, not real cakes.
Butt cakes? Butt cake?
What?
That's what we're doing, man. It's prank cakes, man.
I'm making you a butt cake for
Yeah,
your
Super chats are closed.
Dude, the only cake you're getting here is fart cake. So you take that or you go home.
All right. I actually had a good day today. Thank you, super chatters. I appreciate it. $52.98 for me.
Nice.
Running the board, running the show today. All right, let's go.
Well,
I have no idea
Brandon.
what I got because my YouTube back end is still broken. But
Perna automatically loses. That's what
I don't
we're.
think it will. YouTube
well,
broke.
I know what's going to happen. That's why you're trying to avoid it.
You
I
need
wish
to
this
log
happened
out.
last week.
And then log
Yeah,
in.
listen, Scooter still could get donations, so like we don't know what his numbers are. So
I've been following him. I think we'll just put that to
probably
charity.
like $500, right?
I think we'll just consider that a fine because he's not here. Mhm.
Okay.
Tree, how much monies?
Well, only $75, which is good for me because I'm not winning this week. I know who's winning. I know who's
All
winning.
right, let's sing them. Let's sing them. Let's the three of us give us your total, Tom, and then we're gonna sing them happy birthday and take the show out.
$275.38.
Big loser.
Suck it, Tom. Suck it, Tom. You're gonna blow like the Packers
What are we thinking?
did last week.
Ed Sheeran hat and shirt.
No, the Hamilton style
Yes,
rap.
Hamilton. Mhm.
the Hamilton style rap in an Ed Sheeran
So
shirt.
wait,
hat.
which one am I doing?
You're doing Hamilton.
Hamilton.
You do it-
Right. So it's on Jordan Love, how he should be the starter over Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, write
Okay.
that down on your
Yep.
notebook. That looks
Right. Yeah. Go back to
Hamilton.
95.
Rodgers,
Right.
Hamilton. Okay. I
right,
can
let's
pick any
take the
song,
show
right? I could do any song. Any song. for,
any Hamilton inspired song.
Right.
It's got to be a rap though, because you rap.
Oh,
apparently.
wait. What? Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was, like, so it can't be "You'll Be Back." Like, I love that song. It's a great song.
You can do any song style you like.
Okay, that's fine. Fair enough.
play
Whatever's
around
the
it.
funniest.
Play around it.
Can you do a rap break though? I'm just
Maybe.
saying.
Well, you know what? If I find the time to really invest in this, I'll go hard on it.
Okay. Thank
That's
you. All right. Let's sing them out. Happy birthday, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy
birthday,
Tom Graf.
Streaming tonight, guys. Become me at TomGrassComedy.com or YouTube. And a big shout out to all the
Cut
patrons.
it.
Grassianism.
Gross.
Grotialism.
Sponsored
Turn
by
the
Head
show
and
off,
Shoulders.
Brad.